Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp, coming back at you again with another lesson. This is a response to Elder Yashawamba. Martial law is coming to the hood. It's time. Okay. All right. So, for those of you who don't know or who don't believe, okay, um, Agent Orange is in position. All right. Purely because of the Lord. All right. All of these things that are happening are all of the Lord. Okay. So, it's not by mistake. Okay. He is the cruel Lord of Isaiah, the 19th chapter. All right. Because we're at the end. And the spirit of error, all right, is upon spiritual Egypt. Okay, and we're watching it, and we're watching this kingdom implode from within. All right. So now Agent Orange, okay, is basically enacting martial law. And Elder Yashawamba went all the way in on Jake, okay? Because basically he's explaining, and he explained in his lesson, hey, it's time for Esau, all right, to put his foot up the ass of Jake. Okay, that's why it's called Jacob's trouble. Okay, all right, so Jake is destined for judgment. This is Jeremiah 7:16. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, and neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. Okay, all right, so the Lord told, Jeremiah, hey, don't pray for these people. Okay, Jeremiah 7:23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Okay, so the Lord sent the prophets and sent his commandments by the prophets, and they refused to listen. Okay, verse 27. Therefore, thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice, Salakia, obeyeth not the voice of Yahweh, their power, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth. Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation on high places. For Yahweh hath rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. All right. See, we are at the end. Okay. Um, and basically, as you start having, well, we're having uproars of the people, earthquakes in diverse places. All right, nothing, nothing's really left but the MOTB. Okay, and then after that, you know what's gonna happen. Then it's the return of Yahushua. All right, so it's about to get worse before it get better. Ezekiel 2:3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day, for they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power. And they, whether they hear or whether they forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. Okay, so when Jake started getting his ass kicked in the street and started getting unalived and started getting George Floyded, okay, because it's gonna be way more George Floyd type of situations out here. All right, then Jake gonna realize, okay, that a prophet had been among them. You see, these Christian churches and the prosperity doctrine that they've been preaching, job, car, spouse, house, okay, doesn't prepare you and hasn't prepared you for the truth. Those 501c3 harlot houses, okay? Now, these same Jakes is the ones that voted for Trump, okay? Which you ain't supposed to even be doing. All right, these same, we was in camp one weekend and, it was one of these Northern Kingdom cats. They seen us out there preaching. And he was like, long live America. God bless America. You see, God ain't blessing America. America is about to be destroyed. Okay? Damn dummy. All right. See, Jake trusted in oppression, voted for these devils, getting the jab, protesting and marching, etc., doing everything except repenting. Okay? All right. Jake doing everything but repent. He marching. Okay? He got signs. He hoping America can be great again, running around wearing MAGA hats like dumbass Kanye. All right. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Salaki, forgive me. I'll be up at 4 in the morning. All right. Let's see. They walk down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, so Jake then trusted in oppression. He then trusted in this so-called democracy. Okay, hoping and praying by his vote that things are gonna get better. Okay, um, still drinking the wine of Babylon, still going to the Christian church, okay, and all the other idols. Verse 2, again, they walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore, shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of Yahweh, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. You see, they want to hear, all right, that the Son of God, okay, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, they want to believe that he's all love. You can live any kind of way you want to. You can do whatever you want to. And guess what? There's no judgment for it. Okay? All right. But the Lord say he going to give us the fruit of our doings. All right. Um, okay, let's see. Prophesy deceits, verse 11. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Therefore, thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in the high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Okay? All right, and that's exactly what's about to happen. These troops are mounting up, all right, and they're gonna be going into different cities, okay, cities after cities, all right, fucking with Jake. Um, let's see, the prophets are doing the same thing today as they did, all right, in times past, all right. So you got this so-called voice translation is always fucking up, okay. Prophets doing the same thing today as they did in times past. This is 2nd Esdras 2:1. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by men servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsels. Okay, so when you despise the counsel of the Lord, you gotta pay. All right, Esau is the sword. Okay, Job 19:29. It says, "Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment." Okay, so Esau was given that sword. Okay, in Genesis. All right, in Psalms the 17th chapter, it tells you that the wicked, all right, is the Lord's sword. All right, Jeremiah 30:5, it says, "For thus said the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right, so we are on the precipice. Okay, we are at the door. We are on deck. Okay, for this big event. Okay, known as Jacob's trouble. All right, where the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are about to get their foot up, get Esau's foot up their ass. That's what's about to happen. All right, about to be stomped out into the streets as a judgment of the Lord. Okay, um, but the elect, right? The elect is going to be saved out of it. Okay, so this is for old 2/3, Jake, this hard head. Okay, that refused to what? Hear the word of the Lord. 1 Peter 4:17 says, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, there or where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?" See, Jacob's trouble is just the beginning. All right, the whole world is going to be tested. Okay, all right, but the focus is going to be uh, on Jacob. All right, Ezekiel 21:8, it says again, "The word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus said the Lord Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It's sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Are we supposed to have fun in this time? We gonna have boots on the ground, line dancing and shit? Okay? It could timid the rod of my son as every tree. All right, so this judgment going out throughout all of Israel. And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. All right, that's Esau Edom. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. All right. All right. And then closing, we're going to close with Proverbs 20 through 30. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. Okay. That's the prophets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. Okay? I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. they would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Okay? And so the men of the Lord been on the streets, okay, preaching and teaching, all right, uttering the voice of wisdom, all right, from the Lord, bidding to the marriage with the 12 tribes chart. And you got these dumbass Christians come up trying to scoff, okay? While all of that is happening and Jake is being entertained, okay, the sword is being sharpened. Okay? Uh, Martial law is coming to the hood. It's time. Okay? So we're nearer than we've ever been. Okay? All right. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. Until the next one. Shalom.